Tonight on a very special episode of One More Match.
Hello and welcome back to the Nxtus podcast, the NXT US podcast. We're back and now we are actually here. We're at the destination. We've had to steamroll through the Royal Rumble. We meandered through Elimination Chamber and now it's time. The reboot of WWE's show on Sci-Fi. It's now time to get into NXT Season 1. Now, the premise of NXT is taking 7 WWE rookies and putting them with 7 WWE pros and putting them through a bunch of weird challenges in order to see who is going to be the NXT breakout star. And at some point down the line, the whole thing became if you win the season, you get a title match or you're choosing. But obviously, through time, the stock in the NXT rookies really fell through and they didn't fucking care whatsoever.
It's like isn't one of the things where someone's like, you win the tournament, Loki. What do you want? I want a United States title shot.
I want the Intercontinental Championship sound.
It's like you could go for the 2 big belts. No.
No. Nobody's watching NXT. Nobody's watching. But this is the first season. I suppose before we get into the actual show, have you watched NXT much before? Have you not?
I have not watched much NXT before this. This is my first forte into NXT. Also, I just want to say I want to thank Ash for sitting here with me for about 20 minutes while I was trying to put that fucking thumbnail together. If you know, you know.
It didn't take that long.
It didn't take that long, but I did do some weird things. If you know, you know. My search history is not going to be the same again. My search history.
I was trying to find a version of it, and then my search history now reads r/cum sluts. So, yeah, just trying to find a good fucking image.
But
yeah.
If you know, you know. Because when we seen the end of that, my mind instantly went to that fucking picture. So, I was gonna type in 5 black guys, 1 white woman, but I was like, that's a bit oddly specific. That's a bit oddly specific.
No, most people who do watch the porn usually have exactly what they want in mind.
Big strap on, little
2
hole.
women, 4 clowns, 3 bukakis. It's fucking Jazzy's jetting everywhere. Anyway, keep it moving. This is supposed to be about our wrestling.
If you want a porn channel, we'll open it and we'll talk about porn that we like, which will be funny.
I'm alright, thanks.
Seeing Ash review it. Yeah, this is NXT. What I love, and we'll obviously get into it in the show, is it's like Daniel Bryan's like, yeah, I wrestled on the indies, you know, I wrestled on the independent circuit. I've been there for 10 years, putting my career into it. I think you basically have Vince McMahon, because it is Vince McMahon going,
yes.
Fuck you, you fucking mark. You think you're this great wrestler.
You're nothing. You're nothing. You're not. You haven't done anything in WWE. The only place where peaceful people wrestle. Fucking bitch. Sound. Oh, Daniel Bryan, how are you gonna strive out on your own? Yeah. Well, listen to your pro, dickhead. But it's kind of wild to. It's wild how the lineup goes. Obviously, the way this format goes is obviously set out as a big promo. But yeah, I will just fully preface. I don't know why. I think it was because at some point it was the only show on WWE.com that I could watch without going to the old dodgy sites that I didn't know existed till then. Fucking WWE NXT was this era, then the redemption era, and even the start of new NXT when it was still developmental, which it is now. But you know, even when it went from that, it was the one show I would watch every fucking week, and I absolutely adored it because it was just FCW but in front of an audience, and I also watched a lot of FCW, so. It's a fucking NXT is my baby. I watch it like a proud dad. I'm there with like a tear in my eye, like, oh, it's going so well. So if you wonder why we decided to do NXT, Andy and WWE ECW, I want to do it. I want to fucking cover these
Like,
because I adore this sort of shit.
yeah, obviously I wanted like him just sorry. Obviously I just wanted him like to have his own input. So I was like, just what do you want to review, Ash? I know people go, why don't you put your input in, Piggy? It's your channel. Like, nah, because I'd be like AEW and Ash. Oh, jeez, I've watched Chris Jericho in 2021. Oh.
I mean, I'd do it. I would do it, but
yeah, I would go for like what I want to do at some point is Bray Wyatt's last run. Like not cover like the whole Fiend arc, just cover his last
yeah.
like one match. I believe 1 or 2 matches he had. Because that is like people don't know Bray Wyatt is. He's not one of my all-time favorites, but like in terms of looking at wrestling, he was. I know people are going to go, "Oh, you had Sting." He was technically my Undertaker to an extent, which many people would go, "Fucking stupid idiot." He's not the Undertaker, but like he technically was.
I mean, he's in the same role.
He's in the same role, yeah. And just it's a shame how they used him. Where it's like Bray Wyatt, you're fat, you're nobody, and Bray Wyatt's like, I can actually write promos, Vince, unlike you. But actually, shut up, bitch. Who runs the company? Get Goldberg out there, cunt. But yeah, some point we'll review Bray Wyatt. Obviously, Christian is both our like project as well, but he's going to be on the back burner. So yeah, obviously it's all Ash's ideas to review ECW and NXT. But it was my idea to go, okay, why don't we just mix things up? We have NXT and we have ECW. So 1 week will be NXT, 1 week will be ECW. Maybe there'll be a bit of collision. Maybe I'll put NXT out on a Thursday and or a Wednesday and fucking ECW out on a Tuesday. Who knows? Get the best of both worlds.
Plus, it's also, I think the surface is, I'm obviously a bit of a jaded wrestling fan, so through doing a lot of this stuff, I'm slowly building up that fucking, like, layer of enjoyment. So, you know, eventually I'll be a lot more open to more shit. But as a fucking jaded, fuck you wrestling fan, it's taken me a little bit to get here. But yeah, all that said, NXT Season 1. I am excited. I don't even really need all these big notes for this. I remember this episode like the palm of my fucking hand. And even the recap thing where Batista attacks John Cena ahead of WrestleMania. Fucking absolute banger. This is the February 23rd, 2010 edition of NXT. It's NXT Season 1, Episode 1. So, unless you got anything else to say, it's time to get into it.
Yeah, go ahead.
It kicks off with all of the wrestlers standing, doing their, like, fucking Raw 2007 animated graphics. Fucking Darren Young's just gurning his fucking lights out. It's fucking... You know, I say that wrestlers often have a problem with shutting their fucking mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Darren Young tries to make his mouth the most wide thing known to man. Fucking David Tunga stands there looking like an edgy teen in a fucking shit jacket and sunglasses. Heath Slater's doing his whole like flaring the fucking Wendy's hair, like fucking doing that. Justin Gabriel's just smiling because he's a handsome little boy. Wade Barrett's looking threatening. Daniel Bryan is there. Skip Sheffield is looking like an absolute fucking idiot. And Michael Tarver probably is doing his little T guys, T, and my name's Tarver, T. Do you know what his name is? It's Tarver, T. Yeah.
I love this. When you said Danny Young's mouth was wide open, I was gonna make his gay joke, but that would be no. Yeah, I look forward to like these fucking lads. I do love fucking like all the wrestlers doing like, hey, yeah, look at me, hey, yeah.
The one thing that buckles me is nobody knows where the camera is except for fucking David Otunga. Who, like, everybody else was like, yeah, woo, and then you have David Otunga just like posing for the school photo. Fucking But yeah, we do get a lot of the introductions. They get these somewhat cool little video packages with let's like a sit down interview, but like compiled with a bunch of moves and them in their gear. It's a fucking cool look. And we'll get to that as we get into the fucking stories. But it kicks off though as the Miz walks on in and says and calls out his pro Daniel Bryan, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, etc., etc. Calls him out and says, "Hey, you've been wrestling all over the world. You've been on the independents. Some internet bloggers say you're really good. But now time for you to cut a promo and show some personality." And it's the most WWE like cookie cutter style where it's like, okay, so you're a good wrestler. You've not done anything in WWE, so you have to say something smart. You have to get the crowd on your side, and you have to have a catchphrase. And it's like, oh, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Obviously, wrestlers have it's the most Vince thing possible.
What is
Catchphrase, Brian. Catchphrase.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because a catchphrase is important.
It's Vince McMahon, like important what he thinks is cool into wrestling, which worked 30 years ago, but not in 2010. Because obviously, the story goes, I believe, Mark Henry like tried to get Bryan into the company, and obviously Vince was like, he's too small, he's small,
Yeah.
he'll never make it. And then Mark Henry went, well, actually, he's a bit tall. Actually, he's about 6'6", ripped. I think you say, Mark? 6'6". Oh, get him in. And then obviously brought him in, and he went, well, no.
And then, so it's obviously it sees a bunch of dissension between the Miz and Bryan. And I will say, catchphrases aren't everything in WWE. As we all remember, the famous John Morrison's gonna eat your lunch.
John must go eat your lunch.
It isn't exactly the best catchphrase. And look at him, he's not eating anybody's lunch. He's on a diet plan. He's only eating fucking meat. He can eat your lunch. He can. But yeah, Bryan heads to the ring, comes out to the Miz's theme. Miz cuts an extra little does everybody know, Daniel Bryan is as dry as a Mojave Desert. Completely cunts the name, and it buckles me to no end. Bryan gets into the ring. He cuts a pretty good promo, in my opinion. He's a nice hey, I'm Daniel Bryan. I've wrestled all over the world. I've wrestled for the last 10 years, and I am gonna be a breakout superstar. Then the Miz comes out and says, "Fuck you, you're shit. Where's your catchphrase? Where's your charisma?" And then Bryan returns with you know what I'll do? I'll go on a reality TV show. I'll get a faux hawk, and then I'll fucking be an idiot. Oh, wait, that's already been done. And then Miz goes back on the catchphrase, and then Bryan gets to be like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll come up with something like I'm awesome, which really creative. But in the end, Miz slaps him because he believes he's failed. Does come out with a banger line of, if you step in the ring with me, you have two options. You either tap or snap. Pretty good. I like it. It was a decent little promo. Obviously sets up what is the legacy of NXT. That being the Miz Daniel Bryan feud. That's simply it. That is the largest thing that came out of NXT. Let's be fucking honest.
Are you including NXT 2.0 as well?
No.
Oh, you're just including Game Show, are you?
Yeah, just Game Show NXT.
Oh, right. Just completely black.
I mean, it's an entirely different thing. Like, not fucking. You're telling me Adam Cole's fucking playing Capture the Flag. Like, it's a completely different show.
Well, I mean, he is 6 foot, so. But I loved basically. It's so funny because you need a catchphrase, Bryan, and then 2 years later, the guy catchphrase saying, "Yes, I did love. He went to Mexico earlier this year, I think, to wrestle a match. And obviously, I don't know whether he's taking the piss or he's being serious. But apparently, he can't do the yes, like taunt. I just assume he can't do it. He doesn't want to do it. But he went to Mexico, and they fucking got his WWE theme, and he's coming out going yes, 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 and the whole fucking crowd's like yeah. Like where else but in Mexico? I was just waiting for a fucking John Moxley to come out with his Dean Ambrose theme, like just that. Obviously, that's never gonna happen. John Moxley would rather fucking kill himself than fucking be Dean Ambrose again, if I had to guess. But it was so. Oh yeah, I love Brian. I love how he has a catchphrase now. He has two catchphrases, you guess, and I'm gonna kick your fucking head in, which I guess you couldn't really use on the TV, unless you're gonna do the Seth freaking Rollins thing, where it's gonna be like, I'm gonna kick your freaking head in, lad. I'm gonna kick it in.
Oh, fucking hell. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the opening segment. Sets up the feud. Cole is also shitting on Brian, which is also another feud that happens through time. So watch this space. Then we get some in-ring action. We get a tag team match. We get Christian with Heath Slater taking on Carlito and his rookie Michael Tarver. We get the introductions. Slater's is pretty much like, oh yeah, I'm a one-man band without the instruments. Obviously, I need to workshop that one. But it's about him just showboating. You know, I like to have fun. I like to show off. I carry myself like a star. Like I said, these promos are quite good. Obviously, a lot of his footage is from FCW, former FCW champion Heath Miller. He's on the fucking cars. Let's fucking go, boys. Multiple time FCW champion. He has a decent enough promo, and obviously teaming with Christian, who's just been carrying the dead carcass known as WWE ECW. So decent promo, nice little chemistry. Then you have Carlito, who cuts a very Carlito promo. My rookie Michael Tarver is gonna become the WWE breakout superstars. I was like, yeah, he fucking is. Come on, Carlito, hit us with a Santos Escobar. That's what it felt like. Michael Tarver's.
He asked him what he currently does in Judgment Day. That's cool. That's not cool.
So Michael Tarver's whole get up is his dad was a sparring partner with Mike Tyson, famous as fuck boxer, one of the legends of fucking boxing of all time.
Never heard of him.
And he has the ability to knock someone out in 1.9 seconds. Having watched a decent chunk of FCW, maybe he knocked out about 2 people. Yeah, I knock people out. I do. He never knocks anybody out in WWE, as far as I know.
My question is, surely that's gimmick infringement, because you already have someone who's knocking people out. The Big Show.
Exactly.
Show. He's awesome.
And all Big Show has to do is do this, and then he's ready to knock someone out.
Is that like his get up on? So like when he's getting angry,
he goes, oh, hits him with the old Tarzan, just, oh, just like, smash.
Hits him with the fucking Jeff Hardy song, like. Hits him with one of those. Do you reckon you reckon like Big Show fucking like ever legitimately knocked someone out? Cause I don't think he did.
No.
It'd be funny if he did, but I love how in WCW Big Show like wanted to do flips and shit, and they're all like, "No offense,
you are
Big
a giant, mate.
No offense, Big Show, you're fucking massive, and I'm not taking that bump."
Yeah.
Which I would like to see someone take it. It definitely would have been done on Jackass. But at the same time, I'd be shitting myself.
Yeah, it's something. It's something else. It is indeed something else. Moving on, though. So now we get the match, a tag team match of Carlito and Christian. No, Carlito and Michael Talbot versus Heath Slater and Christian. It's shown that I will say, watch how Heath Slater is used in this season of NXT. Because everybody knows Heath Slater now as the cunt who just loses every fucking time. But fortunes were a little bit different in NXT. They did actually tend to view him as a genuine star. It's just beyond a certain point they went, it's more entertaining if you lose, isn't it? But I mean, for being a jobber, he has quite a fucking stacked resume, and he has some of the great like small stories in wrestling. You know, where he has he has the Legends Open Challenge in the run up to Raw 1000, which I think's a banger, and I absolutely adore that fucking sequence. You have the fucking you have his tag team run in the SmackDown Live era with Rhino, where he's a free agent. Great stuff.
And
Even have the fucking WLC, which was fucking fantastic. Like his body of work's pretty fantastic. Also his like shock wins against like Seth Rollins, and he did it like they did it a couple times with him. It's great.
And don't forget his interaction with Brock Lesnar, where he's having a little talk with Brock Lesnar. He's like, I need to get this job for my kids, and then Brock Lesnar just responds in the most Brock Lesnar way possible. I don't give a fuck about your kids.
Yeah,
I
like
loved it.
the body of work that he's done is fantastic, and I'd still be down to see him just be on the main roster. Fuck it.
Well, he has to complete the trilogy of 3 and B. Jinder Mahal done it. Drew McIntyre done it. Slater, it's your time. Slater, come on. Well, technically he is a 50-time world champion, and one of our friends in Slater's pick fed, Slater was not pick fed. In Slater's figure fed, Slater was
Universe
a world champion.
mode.
Universe mode. Was a 50-time world champion and the longest reigning champion.
But yeah, Michael Talbot does not knock out Heath Slater or Christian. Christian hits the gill switch, gets the victory for his team, and they celebrate like a motherfucker. The one thing that buckles me is you have Christian being like, oh, hey, look over there. And you have Heath Slater just like, what? What the fuck's over there? What? Oh, it's fantastic. So Heath Slater 1-0. Notice that the win-loss records are actually important in NXT. Because it's a fucking short show. So you probably have about 6 matches at most. Next up, we have the introduction of David Otunga. David, A-list Otunga. David, my wife's famous Otunga. David, I drink coffee on television for years. David, I had the best theme in WWE 12.
David, I met the president
Oh, way up.
Obama.
Oh, way oh.
The feeling that you get, you finally got it gay.
It's all about me. It's all about the power. Oh, way
Oh. It's so funny how like, Jim Johnson even made all the shit wrestlers like look good with their themes, and then you have Death Revolution like.
I am the A-list. Bow, 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 bow. It's fuck.
I'm the A-lister. That's just repeated. It's fucking
exactly.
Shit. It's like you need to give each wrestler a good song, despite if their shit are good. Like even the most developmental.
It's like even Justin Gabriel's theme's fucking banging.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
That's just a good one. You'll remember it with time.
Evan Bourne also had
I mean, we have to watch. We have to watch. Oh wait, no, it'll be at Money in the Bank next year. Nah, it'll be a hot minute before we get that fucking theme. But yeah, David A-list Otunga, his wife's famous. He's Harvard educated, which is actually true, and he's a celebrity, but he's also like a fucking F-tier celebrity that no one knows or cares about, and he hasn't done anything else at all. Apparently, he was in an episode of She-Hulk. He was in 2 episodes of She-Hulk.
I watch
Yeah.
She-Hulk and I couldn't even spot the fucker.
I mean, he is that forgettable. His pro is R-Truth. He's proven that he is supposed to be a confident and cocky prick who probably won't listen to R-Truth very much.
Do you reckon, since he met the president, do you reckon he went to Obama Plaza in Ireland? Oh, Tonga.
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's like a petrol station, but like Barack Obama visited it, so they met at the Obama Plaza. And you can get pizza and shit there. Oh, it's cool.
And David Otunga is taking on the South Beach party boy, Darren Young, with his pro CM Punk and the rest of the Straight Edge Society. I love the juxtapositions. You have Darren Young, who is the South Beach party boy. He is a party guy, and then you have Straight Edge Society. Fucking, I don't want to be here, CM Punk. Although I say this, I do look forward to next season. I don't know when the fuck we're getting to next season, but next season there's one of my favorite shit wrestlers of all time,
Is it EC3?
Percy Watson.
Oh no.
Nah, he's not in there till 4. But in obviously next season you have you have Eli Cottonwood, big tall man who does that shit promo about a mustache. You have Michael McGillicuddy, fucking Curtis Axel, the same guy. You have Alex Riley, my boy. You have Kavala as well, fucking banger, like low key. And you also, is it season 2? And I'm pretty sure you also have Percy Watson, who is basically like Donkey from Shrek. His character is, I'm basically excited Eddie Murphy, which is fantastic, and I miss him, and I love him. And fuck season 1, we're doing season 2, 10 times better. No, but yeah, so essentially the whole point is Darren Young's this fucking cocky, loud party boy, and you have CM Punk, straight edge, fuck you, what the fuck, stop, don't even fucking look at me, you cunt. It's fantastic. It's so good. And David Otunga picks him up and fucking twats the cunt with a dodgy looking spine buster in about 30 seconds. So David Otunga gets the dub. I think he calls that, I mean, he may genuinely call that like the verdict or something, which is top tier, top fucking tier. Baller shit.
No, it's gonna the Holly cast. Bring it back, Hardcore Holly.
I also miss when wrestlers' finishers had cool names.
The Pounce is definitely one of my favorites.
Like you always had to have a cool gimmick finisher name, and it feels like it's a lost art.
The Panama Sunrise is is one of the great names for a finisher.
Yeah, it's just a shame that the move is fucking hot garbage.
The Canadian Destroyer for people who don't know it.
Yeah, but I'm more talking about the fucking the Panama Sunrise, isn't it? It's the Adam Cole Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah.
Where he has to jump off the second rope, and it doesn't add anything to the move whatsoever, and I fucking hate it.
Oh.
And then his shining wizard's called the Boom. Fuck's sake.
I forgot what MJF. I think MJF's armbar is called the Salt of the Earth.
Yeah, that's a cool name. That's a great name.
Which the one thing I love about MJF, right, the one thing I love, right, he's not a high flyer, but fuck me, does he love doing a Fosbury flop. Like, you look at some of his matches, I'm not disrespecting the guy. The guy's a phenomenal wrestler. He's definitely one of my current favourites. But he's not really a high flyer. So when he does it, you're like, oh no, oh fuck MJF, be careful. Because obviously he doesn't really know how it works. But I think it was like against Kenny Omega where he runs against the ropes, goes to do it, and kind of like doesn't sit on the rope, but he kind of like goes over, but doesn't really. And he just absolutely like nearly cunts himself. I'm like, oh no. But I love MJF. Like MJF's definitely, he has one of the best finishes on MJF. He has one of the best themes. Ospreay is like also another cool finisher. Stormbreaker, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
And
also with the fucking hidden blade, also a banger.
Bryan still has like the running knee, which is great. Shane's is just simple. It's the bro kick. That's another great one. Pete Dunne has a cool move where he just breaks your fingers, but in kayfabe, and stamps your fingers. Oh, that was God. There's some cool moves that come to mind. I know a cool move that Ash definitely loves. The 5-knuckle shuffle.
Oh, see, I was going to get excited. I thought you were going to drop a flatliner on me, but unfortunately, you fucking didn't.
What about the 6th move we're doing that Cena does? The lightning fist.
Mickey James. There we are. That is a move he did indeed do. Ruined her career. And Kenny's.
I mean, Mickey James did get pushed out in front for training DNA, so.
Very true. That was a bit of a derail. Didn't really need to go there, but we did it anyways.
NXT.
Point being, the verdict is a banger name for a shit spinebuster. Although if he does it like this and it looks really fucking shit to take, I'm down. Like, that looked fucking rough. Because he just essentially, he just sits him the fuck down. Just, fucking straight on your neck. Just, oh, you cunt. But yeah, CM Punk doesn't look too pleased by Darren Young losing in 37 seconds. And finally, I believe there's nothing else. We have the main event. Oh, wait, hold on. The plot point of Punk being like, look, maybe I'll mentor you if you become a member of the Straight Edge Society. So that's a plot point for the show. And finally, the main event. And as much as we can say how WWE have been kind of shit-talking Bryan, he is main eventing against World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho. Like, he has received the most fucking attention out of everyone. In the pre-match segment, you have Chris Jericho come out first with Wade Barrett, and I'm pretty sure he talks about it because it says, "I don't want her to introduce me. I want you to introduce me." But Wade Barrett, when talking about it, says, "Yeah, I couldn't hear a fucking thing, so I just went with whatever came to my brain." And so he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm Wade Barrett." I don't know why I'm doing an accent. That's fucking... I'm Wade Barrett. I'm a bare knuckle fighter from fucking Manchester, England. And I'm going to be the next breakout star. He's pros. Chris Jericho. He's the best of the best. And then Jericho like leans over like, "I just wanted you to introduce me." And then Barrett goes, "Have it your way then." And then gives a fucking crude introduction. Fantastic. A lot of fire. I do like the back and forth. I do like the pros getting shit on by their rookies. Even if it's a really reductive way to talk about these guys who you are trying to build as big stars. But you are discarding them like they're fucking dog shit. So maybe the format needs a bit of work. The Jericho and Bryan's match is a nice little technical match, decent wealth of submissions. Bryan hooks in a massive heel hook, which nearly gets Jericho to tap out. It's a good visual, but Jericho regains control as Bryan goes hit a suicide dive, but Jericho fucking drives him back first into the announce table. It looked fucking sore.
I thought with the Benoit like spot where fucking it's obviously the famous one is Benoit was supposed to hit Booker T. Booker T goes all the way and Benoit absolutely hunts himself into the I think it's one of the worst table spots I've ever seen is that one on SmackDown. But the other one is Bryan. Like a lot of wrestlers just you do not want to go like it's a rib first, I guess. Because you are going with your side. I think it's rib first. You obviously don't want to go like side. I'll just say side first into the fucking thing because you'd absolutely really fuck yourself up. So it's like just I love this spot because it looks so brutal. But I'm like, oh jeez, I feel sorry for the rest of taking it. Unless you're Darby Allin or Jeff Hardy, which then you're like, fair enough. You guys just like pain, so go ahead, do it. But yeah, I love this spot, but I'm like, oh. dirty, dirty. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a very fun little fucking thing, and it is fantastic.
Do you like this
Uh,
part? Like,
I do love this spot. It looks fucking brutal.
Like, do you like it when a wrestler does, well, accidentally does it, where they go flying into the announce table and absolutely wreck themselves?
I mean, I like it if it's made a part of the story. If it's just, oh, he cunted himself, fucking hell. I don't love it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like whenever fucking Biggie would do the spear out to the outside, and it's like, yeah, fucking hell, mate, Jesus, what you doing that for? Or like when Cesaro would there's the amount of times he nearly cunted himself. I like, nah, I'm good. But this obviously turns into a bit of a running gag as he actually sells the injury week after week. So that's a cool thing that we were saying we liked. But in the end, Brian he can't get it together. Jericho hooks in the Lion Tamer. Notice he actually put him in the Lion Tamer with a fucking knee on the head. And it was pretty fucking sweet with Brian taking a loss. Not an embarrassing one though. Very strong performance. Crowd's on his side, and it was a star-making performance.
Yeah, I agree. It really elevates Brian for people who don't know his previous work. So it is great to see him here. It's going to be weird seeing him be a rookie, because again, it's just weird in hindsight. Because me and Ash did have a discussion. He has to be the most successful out of all these NXT lads. From every season, from every season, he has to be the most successful.
Yeah, pretty much.
If we're only counting Game Show, if we're including all of NXT, then obviously.
Yeah. Obviously, when we're talking about this, we're talking about Game Show NXT.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you can kind of take the first year or two of the new NXT. You can, because it's still very developmental. A lot of the FCW guys into new NXT, but not Black and Gold NXT. Just the really early on, where you had like fucking Richie Steamboat, fucking like Cassius. Oh no, all these like Leo Kruger, all these cunts who were in FCW before, not Black and Gold NXT.
Yeah, because Black and Gold NXT did create a lot of stars.
Well, it became its own brand in itself.
Yeah. Even though most of the wrestlers then left, because they went, yeah, Vince would definitely ruin my character, wouldn't he? Oh no, I'm going to AEW now. How about things better? Oh, Triple H in control. Tony, I'm just feeling a bit sick. Tony, can I take the rest of my contract off? Oh, Paul, look, I'm free agent again. Can I come back, please? Yeah. But yeah, Brian is the most successful out of all these lads. He is a former 2-time world heavyweight
multiple-time world champion.
Yeah. And he fought Swerve Strickland recently at All In. When this comes out after All In. He fought Swerve Strickland. Your thoughts on the match?
Great stuff.
Good. I knew you liked it. I loved when he did that move to Swerve, that move that he always does. That move was great. So Swerve versus Brian was great. Or just in case it turns out to be a shit show, it fucking sucked. Retire, Brian, retire. I love Brian, and this is all I have to say.
Yep, that was the final match of NXT, and that wraps up the night as The Miz batters Brian after his match, saying he's disappointed. Obviously, it's just spurring on the feud, but like he did lose to the world champion. Like it's not. Obviously, it's The Miz, and he's a cunt, but it's really not that bad of a thing. Like the Miz can't beat Chris Jericho. Fucking lower your standards a bit, for fuck's sake. He pushed him to the edge. Fuck you, Chris Jericho. But yeah, that is the episode of NXT. That's NXT Season 1, Episode 1, the February 23rd edition of 2010. Did you like the episode?
I did. I took a bit of interest to get into it. It's been years since I've seen the first episode. I've only seen the first episode, so everything else is new to me. But I'm going to have Papa Ash in the corner like,
tear in my eye. Just, yeah.
Look at my son now. Look at him watching NXT Game Show. Yeah, it's a fun show. It's exciting to see where it goes. Obviously, we know where it goes. You're either with us or you're against us.
The one thing that does buckle me though is hear this fucking dark match.
Okay.
Jimmy Wang Yang and Slam Master J versus the wrestler formerly known as Tyler Rex and Vance Archer.
Who the fuck is Jimmy Wang Yang's partner? Slam J Master?
It's Ray Gordy. He was most
Oh.
known for being Jesse and Festus.
I was just like, I had no fucking clue.
He was also a fucking he was also a mad cunt from what I remember, because you had Luke Gallows tell a story of how, I don't know what it was, but he really didn't like someone because obviously his dad is like fucking Ray Gordy, fucking he's Ray Gordy Jr. And then it would just I think they were supposed to wrestle someone. He's like, I don't like him. He's like, why? He's like, fuck this guy. It's fucking screaming at him. It's great, fucking hilarious stuff.
I love how they put the two small lads against two big lads. Like, I like to call them a big lad. I'm tired. Do I have to call her a big? I don't know how this works.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. But that
no,
is
I'm saying,
all.
like, the two big lads is in Vance Archer and Tyler Rex.
Oh yeah.
I'm allowed to call him a big lad at this time, aren't I? Or do I have to call him a big G? I'm confused how this works.
I just describe him as the wrestler formerly known as Tyler Rex. It's a moment in time. It's a fake wrestling name. It's not their real name.
We hope.
So it's not. But
yeah.
yeah, so that was the first episode of NXT. I loved it. It's a very strong start, and it's probably one of the stronger episodes, as it is purely about the wrestling. It's only till episode 2 and 3 where they decide it's a game show. Play capture the flag now. It's like, fucking hell, why are we doing this? But yes, join us next week for episode 2 of the Nxtus podcast. Thank you for watching. Join us then. Bye bye.